Now at 10, keeping teens out of trouble. Beaumont and youth leaders try to tackle crime among young people after 3 teens get arrested for a shooting and illegal weapons. The solutions Mayor Roy West is proposing tonight. Plus, pushing back in Power City, the states that were in court today fighting against President Biden's pause on LNG export permits. Also, you'll want to check your cars. The shocking number of people driving around with recalled airbags. Hear why Texans are especially at risk. 12 News starts now. We begin with new developments after 3 young men reportedly shot up a house on Kitchener Street Wednesday. 17-year-old Eddie Davis Jr., 18-year-old Jason Murchison Jr., and a 16-year-old are now facing charges for deadly conduct. And tonight we're hearing from community leaders, including Mayor Roy West. Thanks for joining us here on 12 News. After searching the home where the teens were arrested, police found several firearms, including a handgun with a switch modification. 12 News reporter Kyle Orr joins us in studio tonight. And Kyle, you spoke with Mayor Roy West about solutions for keeping teens out of trouble.
That's right, Brenda. Beaumont PD and the ATF remain vigilant as they work to keep illegally modified guns off the streets. But with young kids getting into more trouble, city and community leaders agree that more needs to be done.
From semi-automatic to fully automatic in the flip of a switch.
Certainly these kill switches are a real concern for all of us, but it shows that the program we have is highly effective.
The ATF and Beaumont Police are tackling the uptick in illegal firearm switches that can fire dozens of rounds with just a single pull of the trigger.
They can fire 30 rounds in 2.26 seconds.
Operation Texas Kill Switch launched just 10 days ago. The DOJ created the program to reduce the production and distribution of illegal machine gun conversion devices, also known as switches. These switches are generally about 1 inch in length. They can be made of metal or plastic using a simple 3D printer. 991 switches were seized in Texas from 2017 to 2023, according to the DOJ. As law enforcement carries on their mission to get switches off the streets, Southeast Texas leaders are especially concerned that Wednesday's arrest of 3 gunmen involved a 16-year-old.
The parents need to get off of their rear end. This is their kids. Parents, no excuse.
Longtime youth leader Tootie Duroso is grateful to stand beside adults he mentored in their youth. They say cooperation between the city and families is key.
Something needs to be done instead of us just sitting back watching and talking about it. We need to put, our efforts to work.
In light of recent crimes involving youth, Beaumont Mayor Roy West agrees the city needs to do more.
More youth initiatives in terms of for sports and mentoring programs, more possibilities for the kids to be involved.
According to the ATF, possession of a switch device carries a possible federal prison sentence of up to 10 years. Beaumont police say the 3 young men arrested with a switch device yesterday could be facing additional charges. Live in studio, Kyle Orr, 12 News.
All right, we'll continue to follow that. Thanks so much, Kyle. Tonight, a man is recovering in the hospital after he was shot in the groin this afternoon. It happened at a home in the 2800 block of Avenue A. Officers found the 35-year-old lying on the ground after he was shot in his front yard. A witness told investigators that a black pickup truck was seen leaving the area towards Emma Street. Police did identify a person of interest. That person spoke with investigators earlier this evening. All new at 10, a man accused of intoxication manslaughter is out of the hospital and in jail now. Salvador Gomez is accused of driving drunk and hitting 2 women in a head-on collision along Highway 69 near the Jefferson County Jail. Camille Marty of Arkansas and her passenger Lauren Stacks died early Friday morning. Their funerals are being held tomorrow at the Apostolic Church of Beaumont. No bond has been set for Gomez tonight. Over in Houston, 2 men have been arrested in connection to the death of a 12-year-old girl. 26-year-old Franklin Ramos and 21-year-old Johan Martinez are facing capital murder charges. Investigators say they were seen on surveillance video with Jocelyn Nungaray before her body was found in a creek Monday morning. Jocelyn had been sexually assaulted and strangled to death.
12 News Hurricane Headquarters, sponsored by Entergy.
12 News is your hurricane headquarters, and Tropical Storm Alberto has dissipated over central Mexico. The season's first named storm weakened into a tropical depression as it moved inland today. Sadly, the heavy rains left at least 4 people dead. Here at home, we saw some flooding from the storms. This video was taken by 12 News viewer Stacy Long near the Rainbow Bridge. You can see some high water coming up on the sides of the road there. Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn with us tonight. Patrick, we saw some rain this evening. What are you expecting heading into tomorrow?
Well, it looks like about a 20, maybe 30% coverage, mainly for the triangle. Similar story coming up tomorrow. Maybe a degree or two hotter as we head through the weekend. Right now, those showers have dissipated or moved on off towards our north and west. Temperatures upper 70s to lower 80s under partly to mostly cloudy skies. Pretty quiet night expected. Take a look at tomorrow, and not expecting too much in the lakes area. Best chances again along the coastline, the I-10 corridor, as we head towards tomorrow afternoon. So we'll go with about a 20 to 30% coverage, mainly in the triangle with highs in the lower 90s. In the lakes, about 93, maybe 94, and about a 10, possibly 20% coverage. So low rain chances and even hotter temperatures, drier weather coming up this weekend. Details on that in just ahead.
Power City, sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing.
All new in Power City today, a Louisiana judge heard arguments against President Biden's pause on LNG export permits. 16 states, including Texas, Louisiana, and Alaska, are fighting that pause, arguing that it's illegal and it harms the states by reducing production of natural gas and revenue. The Biden administration's attorney argued the pause doesn't actually stop the review of these permit applications. It only prevents a final decision from being made. Today, a federal judge said he wants to do more research before coming to a decision. And closer to home, ExxonMobil celebrated the golden anniversary of their Mobil 1 Beaumont complex today. The event was held at the Beaumont lubricants plant, the world's largest producer of Mobil 1. Those who came out to celebrate heard about the synthetic oil's impact on the automotive and racing industries when it comes to fuel efficiency and how it changed the world. ExxonMobil also highlighted how much money the facility brings into Beaumont and the numerous jobs it offers Southeast Texans.
We employ generations of people from Beaumont in our facilities, and I can tell you that every home here in Beaumont probably uses Mobil 1 and knows the brand and is proud of making the brand.
Mobil 1 was created in 1974. In case you missed it, this Thursday, Port Arthur police are asking for the public's help in identifying the thieves you see here on your screen. They were caught stealing AC units from a Port Arthur home yesterday morning. If you have any information that could help investigators track these men down, you're encouraged to contact PAPD. And 12 News loves celebrating Golden Triangle growth. You're looking at pictures of the groundwork being laid down for a new air rescue hangar in Jasper. The Jasper Hospital District's new landing pad and facility will be connected to the Christus Hospital there. It will allow first responders to transport patients much quicker to medical facilities where they can receive higher levels of care if they need it. The facility is going to include some office space, and it will be staffed 24/7. It's located right off of Thomas Road. A completion date has yet to be announced. June is Men's Health Month, and on Saturday, Gift of Life is hosting its second Men's Health and Prostate Screening event of the summer. The Port Arthur event gives men access to life-saving medical care, all free of charge. Everything from simple screenings to non-invasive tests and consultations with Baptist doctors. For details, you can visit our 12 News Now YouTube page. A consumer alert for Texans tonight. Takata airbags were recalled 10 years ago, but there are still millions of unfixed cars on our roads. These airbags are potentially harmful, even deadly. And as reporter Grace White found out, a lot of these unfixed cars can be found on Texas roadways.
Let's take a look at this new map. It's from Carfax. You can see the darker states have the most recalls, and Texas is one of them. Compared to other states, the Lone Star State leads the nation. And here in the Houston area, there are 187,000 vehicles that are not fixed.
Any driver will recognize this part of their vehicle.
It's something most drivers get behind the wheel and don't ever think about.
It really is like a small hand grenade is what it is. To expect that this problem is going to go away is naive.
The problem is nothing new. 10 years ago, the government issued a recall of Takata airbags. Houston attorney Mo Aziz represented the family of Huma Hunif, a 17-year-old who was killed in the Houston area in 2016.
Airbag exploded, and that a piece of this part basically went through her neck.
Killed her.
She bled out.
Carfax is now releasing data on how many unfixed vehicles are still on the road to keep consumers safe.
In the early days of this recall, there was a struggle to get replacement airbags. Nowadays, though, replacement airbags are plentiful.
Patrick Olson with Carfax says keeping consumers informed is a challenge.
And I think these cars are now in the hands of a lot of teen drivers, first-time drivers, college students, people who don't think a lot about recalls or aren't familiar with recalls.
It's important for consumers to know the repairs are free. Dealerships are required to do the work, but you should call in advance to ask if they have the parts. You can also call the automaker and ask where the closest place is to get your airbags swapped out.
Are you disappointed? I mean, you've worked on this issue for so many years. Are you disappointed that this is where we're at?
The core issue is that these vehicles are still out there, right? Should this have ever been used in this application? Should ammonium nitrate ever have been used in this application? Absolutely not.
That was Grace White reporting tonight. It's not just your driver's seat, your passenger side airbag could be impacted too, and it may need to be replaced. To check if your car is affected, you can go to the government website that's right there below on your screen. You can type in your VIN number and any of those recalls are going to pop up for you. Still ahead on 12 News, soaking up summertime. How the city of Beaumont is planning to spruce up city parks and what they need from the community first. Also back together, former students and staff of French High School were reunited in Beaumont. How they're celebrating the school's legacy more than 30 years after it was closed. Plus, a possible ban on drinks. Tonight, we're verifying whether a popular energy beverage is being banned for Olympic athletes.
And it's going to feel like summer coming up this weekend as high temperatures climb into the low, perhaps mid-90s with minimal rain chances.
Northeast Texas best weather team, wherever you are. The 12 News Now mobile app. Download now.
Summer's officially here, and for many of us, that means hitting the outdoors. And the city of Beaumont is now asking what you guys want to see around city parks. The city is conducting a community survey as they create their master plan, and leaders want your input. The plan includes improving existing parks and learning where to create new ones. The goal is to improve the quality of life for Beaumont families and entice new people to move here. The survey is just the first step in the city's long-term plan.
We haven't done it in 22 years. It may be another 5 or so years before it's updated. So we want everyone to have an input or a say into this Parks Master Plan. We will listen to everybody that fills out the survey, that attends the open meetings.
You have until August 1st to fill out that survey. You can also give your input and ask questions in person during upcoming public meetings. The city says they're still planning those dates, but they'll happen this summer. 12 News will keep you posted. Check out that flood of orange in Beaumont tonight. Former students of French High School held a class reunion nearly 40 years after the school was closed. Hundreds of buffaloes met at the old high school's parking lot for a parade. Then they moved over to the gym to host that pep rally you see. The event took 10 months to plan. And tonight we spoke with alumni Andrew Michael, who was excited to remind everyone about the school's legacy before it closed 37 years ago.
We want to keep the legacy alive. You know, French High School, it's been a long time, since 1986 was the last class. And, you know, we kind of, if you ask a kid today about French High School, you know what I mean, they can't remember, you know, or they don't know nothing about French High School.
Michael says they'll be celebrating all weekend. So if you see all of that orange around Beaumont, you know it's the French High School alum. That school opened in 1913 and closed in 1986. It was consolidated with Beaumont Charlton Pollard High to become Central High. Now to our Verify. Celsius energy drinks have become a popular way to get a caffeine fix fast. Now there are claims that Olympic and college athletes are banned from drinking them. Brandon Lewis is here to verify.
Celsius markets itself as an energy drink for athletes, but several headlines and posts claim Celsius drinks are banned by the NCAA and the Olympics because they contain ingredients on the organization's banned substance list. But is that true? Let's verify. Our sources are the NCAA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, and the nonprofit Banned Substances Control Group. Some articles call out Celsius ingredients ginseng, guarana, L-carnitine, and taurine for being on the NCAA and World Anti-Doping Agency's list of banned substances. We checked with both organizations and found the only ingredient of possible concern is guarana because it contains caffeine. The rest are not on the banned substance list. The NCAA limits the amount of caffeine athletes can have in their system, but an average person would need to drink more than 2 cans of Celsius or 5 cups of coffee 2 to 3 hours before testing to reach the limit. That said, some colleges still advise their athletes to avoid drinking Celsius and other products with high levels of caffeine. As for the Olympics, the World Anti-Doping Agency, which sets the doping standards used for the games, does not currently have a restriction on caffeine. So, no, Celsius drinks are not banned by the NCAA or the Olympics, although there are caffeine limits for college athletes. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
All right, so to the Olympic athletes, we say bottoms up. Don't forget, NBC 12 is your home for the Olympics. You can watch the opening ceremony right here starting July 26th.
Good evening, Southeast Texas. Hope you're doing well. Looking at partly to mostly cloudy skies across the area. Over at the Horseman's Western Store, currently 81 degrees on the roofing. 911 Skycam network and your weather headlines. Looks hotter and drier coming up tomorrow. And doesn't mean it's going to be totally dry. I think we'll get maybe a 20, possibly a 30% coverage. And slim rain chances coming up this weekend. And then it's back to typical summertime routine next week with about a 30, maybe 40% coverage. Otherwise, a little more cloud cover up in the lakes area, 81 up in Jasper, close to 80, the lower 80s here in the Triangle with partly cloudy skies. As you can see, showers moving away from our area up over towards Livingston. Closer inspection of our local temperatures currently over into, let's see, Nederland. Candy Knolls reporting 81 degrees, a 1/10 of an inch of rainfall. Courtesy of the Beaumont Emergency Hospital. Stacy Long and Groves is at 79, a 1/10 of an inch of rainfall there. In Port Arthur, MJ Ponsegra reporting 0.02 of an inch and 81 degrees up in the lakes. Travis Smith at 77, over in Fred. Ricky's at 79. Jim at Warren is at 78, and Ann at Jasper at 79 degrees across the state. Temperatures in the 70s and 80s. No 90s on this map for a change. It's because of all the clouds that they saw today in the west and southwest Texas, limiting those temperatures. And we've got pretty quiet weather conditions here in southeast Texas. As you can see, not much going on as all the shower activity pretty much done for tonight. Otherwise, we'll see lows into the we'll go low to mid 70s across the board. And then tomorrow we'll heat up with partly cloudy to partly sunny skies. Maybe a 20, perhaps 30% coverage here in the Triangle tomorrow afternoon. Highs around 93 to 94 degrees. In the upper levels of the atmosphere, again, that high that has been really toasting the New England area is going to be weakening and heading towards North Texas as we work into the weekend. So it's going to be closer to us. So that means hotter, drier weather conditions. Then it parks over to the southwestern U.S. and our winds become more northerly. This may pull down some upper level disturbances into our area coming up Wednesday and Thursday. So we'll increase rain chances a bit there. But again, that's problematic. On the Gulf of Mexico, looking at choppy seas around 2 to 4 feet tomorrow and an easterly wind at 15 to 20 knots. High tides at Sabine Pass at 5:04 a.m. and 12:44 p.m. Our forecast tonight, we're pretty much done with rain. Temperatures falling into the low and mid 70s under partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, a 20% coverage, maybe high temperatures around 92, maybe 93 to 94 in the lakes area. And your extended forecast looking hot and dry on Saturday, Sunday at 20% coverage. Tuesday will go to a 30% coverage. Remember the disturbances I was just showing you rotating around that high? We might get a 40% coverage. I think this is probably going to be our best chance over the next 10 days, Wednesday and Thursday, and then typical stuff as we close out the last few days of June. Hard to believe we're already almost to July 1st coming up.
You know, I saw some people on social media trolling the Europeans because their heat wave is like 78 degrees. They're just not used to it. See, you're making fun of us being afraid of the cold. They're afraid of the heat. They've never seen a Southeast Texas summer.
78 degrees is not hot.
It's not, but hey, you talk to the Europeans. They did say, though, it's because a lot of those countries don't have central AC. So they're...
I'd open my windows with 78 degrees.
They got their fans going for sure. All right, let's check in with Brandon tonight.
I'm not listening to anything from somebody that says that 65 is cold. But anyway, a couple area schools make the preseason top 10. See if your team made the list. And the Texas A&M Aggies are going to the College World Series coming up in 409 Sports.
The 12 News Storm Trackers 10-day forecast is brought to you by the Gertz Kelly Law Firm. Call 409-833-6400.
If it's serious to you, it's serious to us. Beaumont Emergency Hospital. Seriously, the best.
Visit Crystal Beach on Bolivar Peninsula for 27 miles of paradise. Ray's Fireworks Superstore has the biggest selection of fireworks in Southeast Texas, fully stocked and ready for fun. 500 gram, 200 gram artillery shells, and everything in between. We import so we can give you volume discounts.
Come on down to Ray's Fireworks Superstore in Crystal Beach and light up the sky.
Harold's Bait and Tackle has rods, reels, combos, bait, line, fishing license, and anything else you need to fish surfside or bayside. For tips on how to catch that big one, y'all come on by for coffee, breakfast, and lunch.
See you soon. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a parasail. Come fly high with us for an exhilarating experience and stunning views of the Bolivar Peninsula.
Come fly high, Third Coast Parasail, where shoot happens.
Crystal Beach on Bolivar Peninsula, your destination for fun.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 5 years on 2024 Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's over $3,400 in estimated finance savings.
12 News weather forecasting with you in mind. More views from more places with the Roofing 911 Skycam network. See live weather as it happens from Packard LaPrey Law Firm in downtown Beaumont, the Horseman Store in Orange, and Provalis IT Services in Jasper. For more live views from more locations 24/7, log on to 12newsnow.com and click on weather, your only place to find the Roofing 911 Skycam network. 409 Sports, brought to you by Golden Triangle Emergency Center, Orange.
Good evening, sports fans. The Texas A&M Aggies have made it to the baseball promised land. The Astros are moving up in the standings, and the quest for the Stanley Cup will resume tomorrow. But we begin with some high school football news. High school football preseason top 10 rankings were released today for 6A and 5A Division I and II, and a couple area teams made the list. In 5A Division I, the Port Arthur Memorial Titans slipped into the number 10 spot at the bottom of your screen right there. The Titans went 8-3 on the season last year and a 6-2 mark in district play. They will open up their season against Spring Decaney in spring on Friday, August 30th at 7. And in 5A Division II, the Port Neches Groves Indians are coming in at the number 1 spot. The Indians went 15-1 last season and 7-0 in the district, and they won the state championship, defeating the South Oak Cliff Golden Bears 20-17. P&G will start their title defense against the Klein Oak Panthers on August 30th at 7 at Klein Oak High School. And the Astros in some day game action with the White Sox. Top one, Yordan Alvarez gets a hold of one. Back, gone. That one goes 439 feet. Yordan's 15th of the year makes it 1-0 Space City. Top seven, we go all tied up at 3. Cooper Hummel's at the dish. He chops one to third, but the throw is just a bit outside. Alex Bregman would come across the score. That's going to make it 4-3 Stros. They would go on to win this one 5-3. That win gets them to 35-40 on the season and sitting in a comfortable second place in the AL West. H-Town will be back on the field in Minute Maid Park for a 3-game series with the Baltimore Orioles on Friday. First pitch for that series will be at 7:10. And the Texas Aggies are going to the Men's College World Series for the first time in their 130-year program history. The Ags knocked off the Florida Gators 6-0 last night to make it to the finals, and the team is looking forward to the opportunity to represent their school.
I grew up a big A&M fan, so it's awesome to be a part of the team that is able to be the first team that's made the finals. It's really cool to be a part of.
I remember coming to these games when I was like 10 years old and always wanted to be a part of this. So, finally being here and making it this far, it's an amazing feeling, but obviously the job's not finished yet.
Aggies will be playing the number 1 seed Tennessee Volunteers, who are trying to be the first number 1 seed to win their College World Series since Miami did it in 1999. First pitch for the Men's College World Series will be at 6:30 on Saturday. And the quest for the Stanley Cup continues for the last 2 teams in the race. The Florida Panthers were up 3-0 over the Edmonton Oilers, but the Oilers have won the last 2 games and are now heading back to Alberta for Game 6. Only one team has ever come back from 3-0 deficit in the history of the Stanley Cup Finals. It happened in 1942 when the Toronto Maple Leafs came back to defeat the Detroit Red Wings 4-3. The Oilers and the Panthers will hit the ice for Game 6 tomorrow. Puck drop will be at 7 o'clock on ABC 12. And Brenda, I don't know if you know, but Florida, they play in Sunrise, Florida, and the game that they're playing tomorrow is going to be in Edmonton, Alberta. That flight is 7.5 hours, 2,398 miles away. So they want to probably end it so they don't have to keep flying back and forth.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah,
how many games if they do win?
That's it. Game 6, yeah, Florida wins, that'll be it. But if not, they come back to Florida for Game 7.
All right, well, good luck to them. Traveling can be a doozy. We're going to come back and get your final forecast in just a bit.
Hey everyone, tonight we have an all-new show. Emma Stone will be here. Eva Longoria will be joining us. Plus we'll have a performance from Chapel Roan and a brand new thank you notes. It's a great show tonight.
New Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Right now, you can get any size of our new Groovy Fries and Groovy Sauce for $1. Wait, who would get the small? Okay, that makes no sense. Get any size Groovy Fry for $1. Live free, eat Sonic.
Qualify for a new 2024 Tundra SR5 for $449 a month for 36 months. Offer ends July 1st.
Over 13 million Americans were affected by identity theft in 2022. And the threats go way beyond just credit card fraud. Today's identity thieves can open loans, transfer home titles, and even commit crimes in your name.
Someone got my social security number, made a driver's license, and was used for criminal activity.
Your information is exposed through online shopping, banking, even corporate data breaches. No wonder there's a new victim of identity theft every 3 seconds. Only LifeLock alerts you to the widest volume of threats all in one place.
I clicked, "That's not me," and LifeLock took it from there.
If you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix the issue. All LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds.
I will be with LifeLock forever.
Enrollment takes just minutes. Call now or go online and use promo code GET25 to save 25% on your first year. Enroll now.
Chevy Truck's advanced camera technology lets you see over, under, through. Up to 8 available cameras and 14 views, so you can focus on the view that really matters. Don't miss a thing. Chevy's got you. Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing for 36 months on the Silverado, or get $5,750 total cash allowance. That's 10% below MSRP.
A message from the Sonic Department of Research and Deliciousment.
Behold, the all-new Groovy Fries, designed to grab more sauce between each groovy groove. You've never seen a fry like this before, and if you have, no, you haven't. New Groovy Fries and Groovy Sauce. Live free. Eat Sonic.
You want to live free?
The Olympic Games are coming. But first, the best American athletes have to make Team USA. The U.S. Olympic Team Trials on NBC and Peacock.
Welcome. What's your name?
Hold up! These guys need all night to build what they're going to build. We need everyone to go home. Judges too.
AGT, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
All right, so tomorrow, Patrick?
Looking pretty good. It's going to be pool weather. If you're going to sit out by the pool and eat those bonbons like somebody I know this weekend and work on the tan, the weekend's to do it because scattered showers and storms are expected next week.
Saturday's the day to do it. And Sunday at night, the showers begin?
20%.
Not bad. All right, thanks for being with us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.